हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू अवर चैनल टेक्स्ट फॉर वेल्थ। आज ये राजेंद्र अरोड़ा सर हमारे साथ हैं फिर से जीएसटी के क्वेश्चंस के साथ। राजेंद्र सर, मोस्ट वेलकम।
नमस्कार सभी दोस्तों को, धन्यवाद भारती मैम।
जी सर। तो सर, क्वेश्चंस पे जाने से पहले अगर आपका कोई फीडबैक है तो सर प्लीज आप शेयर कर सकते हैं।
बस सभी को आने वाले त्योहारों की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। और इस समय बहुत सारी चीजें हमारे सामने हैं देश में, और मैं आपसे विनती करूंगा, मेरा आपसे अनुरोध है कि अपने आप का ध्यान रखें और स्वस्थ रहें और सुरक्षित रहें। सबसे जरूरी मुझे लगता है कि आने वाले 6 महीनों में, 1 साल में हमें सबसे पहले अपने स्वास्थ्य का ध्यान रखना बहुत जरूरी है। तो कोशिश करें कम से कम, जितना जरूरी ना हो उतना मूवमेंट ना करें, और प्लीज ध्यान रखें। मुझे लगता है कि हम अर्थव्यवस्था को सुधार लेंगे अगर हम सब स्वस्थ रहेंगे तो, क्योंकि हमारी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को प्रोटेक्ट करना बहुत जरूरी है, और नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए हम सबको एक कॉन्शियस एफर्ट करना पड़ेगा। तो बच्चों का खास तौर पे, बुजुर्गों का खास तौर पर ध्यान रखा जाए, क्योंकि बुजुर्ग जो है वो हमारी हिस्ट्री है, हमारा इतिहास है, हमारा एक्सपीरियंस है, और बच्चे जो हैं वो हमारा भविष्य है। तो इन दोनों को सुरक्षित करना हर मानव समाज का धर्म होता है।
सर, मूविंग टू द क्वेश्चंस, इफ आई हैव अवेल्ड इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट नॉट यूटिलाइज्ड, देन इंटरेस्ट इज लिवाइड और नॉट?
देखिए, ये बहुत ही अच्छा सवाल है इस समय कि इंटरेस्ट जो है वो अगर मैंने अवेल किया है और यूटिलाइज नहीं किया है तो क्या ब्याज लगेगा। देखिए, जो टर्म यूज्ड है लॉ में, so far as input tax credit is concerned, at various places the term is used availed or utilized. Availed or or, English wala or, utilized. It is not, term is not used availed and utilized. Earlier in service tax regime, the term was availed and utilized, but now the phrase availed or utilized. So now, if I have availed the credit, now interesting point. This is very interesting question, I would say. Good afternoon, Anshul. This is a very interesting question. How is it interesting? If the department, the law has given me the procedure to avail the credit after taking it into GSTR 3B, and so far as penalties are concerned, so far as show cause is concerned, section 73 and 74 adjudication process is concerned, the term used is ITC taken. No, and even in 16.2, the term used is ITC taken. Not taken in 3B or taken in books of accounts. This is a very detailed question which cannot be answered here in completely, but I really like to discuss it more at some other platform also. So far as the question is whether it is, if it is availed but not utilized. So first of all, let me clarify to my viewers, what does availed but not utilized mean? If you have filed your GSTR 3B and availed the credit by way of filing GSTR 3B, but not utilize that credit by offsetting that against the output liability, it means you have availed but not utilized. But my dear friends, the term is used availed or utilized. So even if it is not utilized but only availed, legally, if we say, the interest might come, but there are various jurisprudence which is already established in GST. One of the judgment is by Patna High Court. Honorable High Court has said that if the ITC is availed but not offset against the payment of output tax, then it would not be considered to be utilized. In that case, interest shall not accrue. So my humble submission is that only availed would not result in interest liability. So that is my humble submission. Of course, although this is a very, again, I'm repeating at the cost of repetition, very crucial aspect of the law. There are only two things, my dear friends, which are crucial to my understanding. One is the rate of tax on the goods or services, and another is the input tax credit. Because input tax credit is, we commonly call it concession to the taxpayer, the deduction to the taxpayer. Of course, there are various judgments, Eicher Motors, Daiichi Karkaria, ALD Automotors of Apex Court, which says that input tax credit is not a concession but a vested right. But yes, of course, we are not going into that detailed discussion. So input tax credit and rate of tax are the two important issues of this subject. Most important issues, I would say. So to me, Byaj shall accrue only when you avail and offset the input against the payment of output. Bharti ma'am.
So moving to my next question. If I own a vanity van and use it for personal use and not registered under GST, whether GST is levied on such supply, how would movement of such vehicle shall happen?
Okay. If the goods are owned by a person who is not registered, first, not registration, no registration is a benefit, is a concession provided by the law only when you fall into specific segments. I'm assuming that you have identified that you are not registered because of this exemption, whether it is section 23 exemption or whether it is section 22 threshold exemption. So these are two only exemptions because of which you are not required to register. 23 says when you are exclusively dealing in exempt supply of goods or services, you don't require registration. 22 talks about of the CGST Act, talks about the threshold based exemptions. If you are in some special category states, then the threshold is 20 lakh in case of goods and otherwise 40 lakhs in case of goods, and services 10 lakh in special category and 20 lakh in other categories. So in that case, no registration required. So now if you are falling in one of these categories and no registration required to you, you are still supplying some goods which are of personal use, so it is not in the course of furtherance of business, so no GST is payable on that. So far as movement of goods is concerned, let me tell you, my dear friends, this is a very important thing. Rule 138 clearly defines about the movement of goods, generation of electronic way bill. It clearly casts a responsibility on the registered person. If the supplier or the recipient, whosoever is a registered, the liability is casted by the law on the person who is registered for the generation of e-way bill for the movement of goods. So if one party is registered, one party is unregistered. If the supplier is unregistered in this case and recipient is registered, I'm assuming, then the responsibility lies on the recipient to generate the e-way bill for the movement of goods. If both the parties are registered, then it can be mutually decided between both the parties who shall generate the e-way bill for the movement of goods. Law has nothing, no intervention in that if both the parties are registered. But if one party is registered, another party is unregistered, then the law casts a responsibility specifically on the party who is registered. It could be supplier, it could be recipient, anyone, either, to generate the e-way bill. So Rule 138 clearly demarcates it. So one has to generate the e-way bill, who is the registered party in this case, my dear friends. I hope I'm clear with it.
So next question is, if supply is taxable under reverse charge, then ITC is required to be reversed or not?
This is also a very good question. As per section 17, it talks about the proportionate reversal of credits and blocked credits. When we talk about section 17, subsection 2, it talks about wherein the supplier is involved in this effecting taxable as well as exempt supplies. Then for input and input services, rule 42 for the reversal of proportionate input and input services comes into play. And for capital goods, rule 43 of CGST Act comes into play. Now, if you are effecting supplies which are taxable under reverse charge, then the law has carved out a deeming fiction. Although the supplies, outward supplies, which are taxable under reverse charge are considered to be taxable supplies, but for the purpose of reversal of input tax credit, they are considered to be exempt supplies. For that matter, 17(2) carves out a deeming fiction and assumes that if a supply which is taxable, outward supply which is taxable under reverse charge, shall be considered to be exempt supply for the purpose of reversal of input tax credit under rule 42 and 43. So my answer is yes. If you are making taxable supplies which are taxed, on which tax is payable under reverse charge, whether under notification or section 9 bracket 3 or 9 bracket 4, for goods notification 4/17 CTR and for services 13/17 CTR comes into play. So whether those are taxable, certainly those are taxable goods or services, but tax is payable under reverse charge by the recipient, then the ITC shall be proportionately, this supply shall be considered to be exempt supply, and rule 42 and 43 shall apply for the reversal of proportionate common credit.
So moving to next question, if any ITC is wrongly availed and utilized, then interest shall be charged at 24% or 18%.
This is also a very good question. Now, the machinery, I would say the mandate in the law to charge interest lies under section 50 of the CGST Act. Section 50 subsection 1 talks about the interest. 50 subsection 2 talks about the interest. The rate generally is 18%, but if the ITC is availed, which is subsequently reversed due to non-availability of that credit in their GSTR 2 form, then the interest shall be, for the wrong availment of ITC, be 24%. Now, section 42 talks about the credit availment, matching, and re-availment of the credit, wherein the law envisaged the procedure for filing outward supply return GSTR 1 statement, then accepting those outward supplies made by the supplier by the recipient in GSTR 2, and then the final return for declaring outward supply, tax thereon, and input tax credit in GSTR 3 under section 42. But the procedure thereof has yet not been notified by the law since the inception of the law. In other words, GSTR 1, 2, 3 is not in operation. So section 42 is not into action active, and because section 42 is not in action, so the rate prescribed under section 50 at the rate of 24% shall not be applicable. So the rate only in all possible circumstances would be of interest 18%, unless section 42 and 43 comes into operation by way of implementing GSTR 123 grossly.
सर एडवोकेट युगल जी का क्वेश्चन है. युगल सर, मोस्ट वेलकम. Dear sir, my query is, can a car repairing workshop charge IGST? What will be the place of supply in this case?
This is also a very good question. The POS with respect to goods, with respect to services, section 12 of IGST talks about that, shall be the POS on which the services are applied. So we have to be very clear. Just a second. Yes, please. Yugal ji, answer to your query would be, that was what I was referring was under section 13 of IGST. And so far as your car repairing is concerned, it is a section 12 story. So POS shall be the location, because there is no specific provision for this particular issue. So POS shall be the location of the recipient or address which is there in record of the recipient. So POS can be, yes, the car repairing workshop can charge IGST, sir. Yes, please. Bharti ma'am, I think.
राजेंद्र सर, मैं एक बार स्क्रीन शेयर कर रही हूँ. यूट्यूब पे एक कमेंट है अभी. जस्ट अ मिनट सर. सर पंकज शर्मा जी की क्वेरी है दैट, हाय सर, एक क्वेरी थी. यदि किसी की रेगुलर इनकम बिलो 12 लाख है, उसके पास जीएसटी नंबर नहीं है, नॉर्मल टीडीएस कट करके पेमेंट आ रहा है, बट बहुत बड़ा काम आ जाने से सिर्फ 1 साल इनकम 40 लाख से ऊपर चली जाती है, कट करके हुई है, फिर भी नेक्स्ट ईयर से इनकम 10 to 20 लाख हो जाती है रेगुलर. तो जिस साल 40 लाख अबव हुई, ना जीएसटी बिलिंग हुई, ना जीएसटी का पेमेंट आया, तो फिर भी जीएसटी अमाउंट भरना होगा?
Answer is yes. Unless you don't surrender the number, Pankaj ji, you would have to continue charging GST on every rupee of supply you made, irrespective of the fact, भले ही आपकी टर्नओवर जो है वो 40 लाख रुपए से कम हो गई हो, आपको फिर भी सर जीएसटी कलेक्ट करना होगा अपनी सप्लाईज पे और पे करना होगा। या तो आप नंबर सरेंडर कर दीजिए पंकज जी, नहीं तो आपको जीएसटी कलेक्ट भी करना होगा और पे भी करना होगा सर, कोई चारा नहीं है सर। जी और सवाल है कोई मैम, भारती मैम?
जी सर, लास्ट हमारी जो वीडियो थी उसमें एक और क्वेश्चन है सीए राकेश बत्रा सर का, दैट our client supplied goods to government undertaking given incentive reward for timely supply of goods on which there was deducted TDS under section 94H. Is GST liable on that incentive received after sales predetermined at the time of contract?
I already have answered this query of Batra Saab, but still I would like to answer for the benefit of members who are other watching us, that if any other incentive is given for the timely delivery, so this is very much part of value of supply and shall be taxed at the rate at which goods normally supplied are taxed. So it will be taxable. I have already answered this query. Batra Saab has sent me this query personally also. So I already had answered this query to him. But yes, for the benefit of our other members, I have answered now again.
जी सर, आई होप हम लोग बाकी के क्वेश्चंस नेक्स्ट शो में कंटिन्यू करेंगे। एज यूजुअल गिविंग यू टाइम फॉर द फीडबैक सर, इफ यू हैव एनी फीडबैक प्लीज शेयर।
थैंक यू मैम। मैं एक छोटा सा आपके साथ दिल की बात करना चाहता था। मेरे मन में एक बात रहती है हमेशा। अभी मैं सोच रहा था, देख रहे थे हम, सारी पूरी दुनिया की नजर थी यूएस इलेक्शंस पे, कौन जीता कौन नहीं जीता, इस बात से मतलब ऑफ कोर्स फर्क पड़ता है हम लोगों को, बट यस अभी वो डिस्कस नहीं करेंगे। सारे टीवी चैनल पिछले कई दिनों से वही कर रहे हैं। लेकिन मैं एक बात बताना चाहता हूँ। मेरे दिल में हमेशा ये बात रहती है कि मेरा देश महान कैसे होगा, मेरा देश आगे कैसे बढ़ेगा। ऑफ कोर्स मैं अपनी तरफ से पूरी कोशिश करता रहता हूँ, जहाँ भी मेरा बिट, ऑफ कोर्स we can only contribute our bit and we keep contributing our bit, and that makes it, and that becomes a larger picture. But one request I would like to make to my viewers, and through my viewers to the entire nation. Friends, this nation, this country, this motherland has given us everything: name, body, soul, food, air, everything what we are actually made of, consist of, जिस सब से मिलकर बने। मेरी विनती है आप आगे बढ़ें और इस देश का नाम रोशन करें, लेकिन कोशिश करें कि हमारे देश से, हमारे भारत से जो टैलेंट है वो उठकर बाहर ना जाए, वो यहीं रहे। ज्यादा से ज्यादा उनको मोटिवेट करें, इनकरेज करें, प्रमोट करें, हेल्प करें, सिक्योर करें, सेफ रखें उनको बाहर ना जाने दें। क्योंकि अगर हमने उस टैलेंट को, उस ब्रेन को बाहर ड्रेन करते रहने दिया, तो दोस्तों हमारा नेशन कभी भी महान नहीं बन पाएगा, ये राष्ट्र कभी महान नहीं बन पाएगा, कभी नहीं बन पाएगा। हम इंतजार में बैठे रहेंगे, 1, 2, 3 जितनी जनरेशन आएंगी, महान नहीं बन पाएगा, हमारा नेशन कभी आगे नहीं जा पाएगा। हम ये नहीं कहते कि हम बाकी नेशंस को आगे बढ़ने से रोकते हैं, नहीं, हमें नहीं रोकना है, लेकिन हमें अपने देश को आगे बढ़ाना है, और उसके लिए हमारे नागरिकों की, हमारे लोगों की, हमारे को यहाँ जरूरत है। हमारे जो टैलेंटेड लोग हैं, हमारे टीचर्स हैं, हमारे साइंटिस्ट हैं, हमारे डॉक्टर्स हैं, हमारे चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स हैं, हमारे एडवोकेट्स हैं, इंजीनियर्स हैं, आर्किटेक्ट्स हैं, पढ़े लिखे जितने लोग हैं, जितने टैलेंटेड लोग हैं, जरूरी नहीं है पढ़ा लिखा हो, जितने टैलेंटेड लोग हैं, उनको यहाँ रोकें, देश में रखें, उनकी मदद करें, उनकी सहायता करें, उनको आगे आने का मौका दें। देखिएगा, जैसे ही हमने ये सब करना शुरू कर दिया, उन सब ने हम सबको बहुत आगे ले जाना है। तो मेरी विनती है आप सबसे, ब्रेन ड्रेन नहीं होने देना। मैं इसके लिए एक एक्टिविज्म शुरू करना चाहता हूँ कि ब्रेन ड्रेन नहीं होना चाहिए। हमारी कंट्री से, हमारे देश के जो नौजवान लोग हैं, हमारे जो टैलेंटेड लोग हैं, जो प्रतिभावान लोग हैं, वो बाहर ना जाए। बस मेरी विनती है आपसे। धन्यवाद। भारती मैम, प्लीज।
सर थैंक यू वेरी मच। और किसी भी क्वेरी जीएसटी से रिलेटेड हो तो प्लीज आप textfuel@gmail.com पे हमें डायरेक्ट रिप्लाई कर सकते हैं। थैंक यू राजेंद्र सर।